Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here on Tackle Tuesday for our organization challenge extravaganza of the month of January. I like extravaganza, even though it is a challenge to do our organizing. So before we get to that, we'll do a few other things. The Gnome family has been visiting Bobby, and so I'm going to space out their visit a little bit. It just makes it more fun. So let's get to when they first arrived. What did they do with Bobby? So the first thing the Gnome family did when they got to Bobby's house was all run to the backyard because everybody thinks of snow and they had not seen snow yet. But look at her green grass, and they yelled, "No snow!" and gave a big heavy sigh. Sad faces for all of them. Well, she decided we couldn't just have sad faces, so Bobby grabbed them all up and took them down to their, as she says, her local big city of Waukesha. There they have a lot of statues for foxes that are painted, and they have the Fox River that runs through the center of town. And so the family was enjoying seeing all of these foxes. Then they took one more trip and they went and visited the many guitars that are decorated and displayed. And they're all in honor of Les Paul, the Waukesha native. He is best known for inventing a multi-track recording and the solid body electric guitar. Now, I'm not a music person, so I hope I'm saying that all right. So you guitar people would know. One of the best-selling, it is, as Bobby says, it's one of the best-selling electric guitars of all time. The Gibson Les Paul counts George Harrison, Jimmy Page, Bob Marley as people who use that. And I'll put a link down below if you want to read a bit more about experiencing Wisconsin. They are going to have a lot of fun. I've seen some sneak peeks. You're going to really enjoy seeing their adventures. The gnomes are so darn cute. And here I have Flo the flamingo now and Dalai Lama. There she is up there, Miss Dolly. But I actually ordered some more gray of this gray. I ordered a piece so I can do it because I'm going to make that. I'm going to find a pink border and I'm going to put it in my kitchen where I can see it. That's what I'm going to do with that. So, thank you so much, Peggers, for this. It's so darn cute. I just love it. Okay, and another fun thing, Wendy received her quilt that she won for me hitting 90,000 subscribers. Yes, so here she is, and she said she loves it. I wrote a label that on there putting that it was 90,000 subscribers at the YouTube, so a lot of fun. So enjoy your quilt, Wendy. I really appreciate you as a subscriber, and I appreciate all of you as subscribers. This has just been so much fun, and I think I'm close, if not already gone on, over 91,000. So in the next week or so, I will find another quilt that will be the 95,000 giveaway, and then we'll have 100 and probably 101,000. You know, not 101, 100,000, 100 and 100,000. How do you say that? 100 with another 100. We'll go over another 100 from 100,000. How do you say that? I have a mental block. I can see the number. It's not coming out. Okay, let's move on. So I am, okay, no, another reminder. Don't forget to pre-order your Cupid box. I am going to crack this baby open soon and start sewing mine. And then as soon as the reveal happens, you'll be able to see. Yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe you'll have a few blocks to see. I think I'm going to make it to fit that long, skinny space. It is one that I think I can adjust for that, you know, in my haul. Speaking of making, this is the Love Notes. It is a color pattern when you print it. I just printed black and white, saves ink. I don't need the color, but I have it laid out. So let me show you. I have it all cut. I have it all cut except for the border, the gray border. But let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to get the other camera. Here is the pattern, and here is my mock-up. And so, oops, let me get that other camera out of the way. All right, so I've got the gray background up there, and then the heart, which, you know, these are sew-and flips here to give you the edge of the hearts in with that one. And then this is the bottom part of the envelope. So this gray then will be also bordered all the way around, and then I have the red for binding, red stripe binding, just like stem, because, oh, stripes, we all need more stripes in our lives. So there's my mock-up. See, this is not very much. It is so fast. and I am super excited. Going to sew that up today. Maybe even quilt it. That'd be cool. Don't hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. I will try. So I'm definitely going to just put that border on and then probably just do either a little free motion or a little wave and then put it on my door. That's going to go on my front door. It will be a perfect size. And right now the front door doesn't have anything because I did not get that winter panel quilted. I just sort of went like, and I didn't get it done, but maybe I'll whip that up too. But for February, I'll have the heart up there. Now today is also pillow day. So if you have fabulous winter pillows, I would love to see it. So let me show you mine. I actually forgot to bring it here, so let me go get it. So I grabbed the 4 blue pillows. Now, when I'm decorating in blue, I think it's very, very powerful that you take and use sort of like one color. It makes a bigger impact rather than sort of, it doesn't have to be all the same shade of blue. It can be different blue. It can be different kind of images. It can have a little bit of other color in it. But if you try to hold it together and you want to do something that just sort of sparkles in that one color, try to make a bunch of stuff and have it in that same color family. So this is the one that I love. It's a free pattern you can download. The link is below. And it's a full quilt of these, which would just be super darling. The year that they put the pattern out, this particular fabric here was what they were showcasing, the fabric line this came from, which kind of looked like a sweater pattern, right? Doesn't it? Like Nordic sweaters. But then in the blue, theme of blue, I also have a single blue elephant block with one of my fabric lines. Was this Morrison Park? So and an elephant and a sweater don't really have anything to do with each other. They're not. I don't put them on the same spot. They're different spots, but it's all blue. It gives that feel of the blue. Then I do a lot of things that are just the colors. Like here's a scrappy, just the 2.5-inch squares. That's all it is. I've done a couple pillows like this. They're super as little accents. And then I have this one, this fabric line, which I have a quilt using this fabric that needs binding. I should pull that out and work on it. I really, really should. So this is just quilted in that diamond pattern to give it a little bit of texture on the front. And those are my blue pillows. So show me your pillows today. It is pillow day. Celebrating pillows. And then I am going to look at this one. I might do this long pillow form. This guy, see if any of these images, I don't want to get them too cut off. Instead, they're pretty big. So I don't know if I can get a set of them across, but then there also might be something like this big Valentine. I might do the bigger pillow there that has just the fabric. So this fabric line is the one that I'm using also on the heart. So I will link that below in the description box, where remember you just click the more. If you're on your mobile, hunt around. It's not as easy, but you can find it. It is there. So just take a look. All right, now we're going to go to our Tackle Tuesday. Tackle Tuesday is rulers. Okay, so we're in the middle of the month here, and the 17th of January. And so I'm going to tackle rulers, and I am personally going to tackle the little rulers, the small ones, because I have a bunch of small ones that I have just kept. I mean, I've been quilting 35 years, close to 40 years. I've been in business 23 years. And so as a business, I'm given rulers to try or given them as part of an event and, all these different things. And I pretty much have kept a lot of them, thinking, I would use them or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slim down that collection. Now, the bigger ones I'm not going to address today. I will try to address them by the end of the month because I've already decluttered or, given away those at another point. A year or so ago, a couple years ago, I went through and sort of got rid of my duplicates in there. But the smaller ones, I just never tackled. So there's a lot to accumulate when you're in business over that amount of time because smaller rulers are something people give away a lot. So, okay, don't be shocked. And don't be giving me any slack or stuff about it. Be kind. Be kind to everybody with what they have and why they have it. You just have to be kind. Okay, so you ready? Let's go to the other side. Okay, let's talk small rulers. These are the ones that I've had stored in the drawer, and then I had another bag of them that came from that gray bin. So down here, I have got 3 stacks. There you go. So it's not that bad, but there's definitely, I think, at least half of this that I have never used and don't really plan to use. So I thought I would just go through one of the stacks. We'll see how long it takes. Maybe another stack, just talk through it a little bit. These are actually little minis, and they were given to me, I think, to hang on the tree. They're promotionals, but they're so cute. They're so cute, and I think I'll keep them. But there's things like this. These are, let me just scroll in a bit. These are, I think they were a set of rulers, and they're not a type of ruler that I use. I have just never found a use. A lot of manufacturers make this. A lot of you probably have them and use them for something, but I don't. So they will go. And then I have things like this. This is a part of a, what is it? I don't even know what it's part of. I can't read it backwards. Oh, it's a Circle Magic Plus something. Anyway, these ovals. So this is like promotional. So this is just promotional. I don't even know if the company exists, but they make rulers. So we'll give that away. Then my friend Vanessa at the Crafty Gemini, she makes a few rulers. So I have one of hers. Here's a log cabin, curvy log cabin. So curvy log cabins are cool. That I would try. Now I do know I have several flying geese rulers. So what I'm going to do is put all the flying geese rulers together so I can decide what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, so that they're organized, and that way I know. And there might actually be on the end over here where I have the rulers I use all the time, there might be a flying geese ruler there, so I will check. So that'll be its own category. The apple cores, I love apple cores. I've never really done one. I've sewn a few blocks here or there by hand. And so this giant apple core I just thought was crazy fun. And then there's a smaller apple core, and I bet there's another one somewhere else. I may keep those. I may keep those. So this is the thought process. It's just Pixie, there's another flying geese. And these are all the block locks, which are really good for flying geese. If you like rulers, people love them. Here is an edge ruler that I helped the company with this, with designing actually the grid work on here. So I know the grid work is heavily patented, and so I had to learn a lot about ruler patents when I worked with them. So it was quite an educational experience a while back. So I have a few of their rulers, and I will keep because I actually helped in the production of those. Somebody's asking with papers. So here are some papers for, I'll have to see what they go to. A easy angle. Now, these are the kind of rulers that I rarely use. This was probably given to me at a show, at an event, and I will take a look at it, but these are just not the type of things I use, but other people do. So that'll probably go over on that pile. These are for marking. Because I use a laser, I don't need to mark for my half square triangles, but a lot of people love this particular ruler for marking. So I don't know. It's like in a maybe pile. In a maybe pile. This is a pattern that goes with this specialty ruler. So the ruler was made just for this jigsaw pattern, and I thought it was kind of cool, so I picked it up probably at a show, as we always do. And so I'll see, but it should stay together because this is only used for this pattern, and I'll probably put it in its own plastic bag because rubber bands deteriorate. I actually just found an old one when I was pulling these out, so I will keep that together. I do want to use this one. These Hexie tools are pretty neat. Jaybird Designs does a lot with these, and I've always thought that they would be fun to work with, so I just haven't done it yet, so I will definitely keep that one. They're kind of in the fun to use category. Now I have a whole bunch of tumblers because I want to do a tumbling block. I know I have a large ruler to cut tumblers. Now I have a die cut to cut tumblers, so I probably do not need all of these tumblers, but I am going to review that. Here are some bowl cozy rulers, and I think I'm just going to let those go to somebody else because I just don't make bowl cozies. Here's another flying geese ruler. So I told you I was going to have a stack of flying geese rulers. This is a review. This is Smart Strip Mini. What is that? See, now they give you directions. You know, these small rulers like this, like I said, it was probably given to me in an event, and the creative grids are great rulers, so I will probably look at that, you know, just to see what it's about. I believe I have a few Dresden plate rulers, so I have to see if I do, because I do love the Dresden plate ruler and I have used it for different projects, and so it's definitely, I need to keep one, but I don't need multiples. Fat Quarter Shop branded ruler, so these are a nice size, but I think I have several, so I'm going to keep this and look to see how many of that size I have. Here's my Dear Jane triangle ruler. This is definitely a keeper because someday I will make the full Dear Jane with all of its beautiful triangles on the outside, so I have to keep that. Yes, I do, because, you know, it just might not be made anymore. Okay, so why is this one in here? You know, when I taught, here, let me just talk to you. When I taught, I had a separate whole container of products I took with me for teaching so that I didn't have to come in and get them, so I wouldn't forget anything. So all of my teaching things I had in duplicate. So I need to take a look at this one because I also, these tend to get, I use a 6.5 all the time. And it does tend to sometimes get a nick in it. So if this one doesn't have any nicks, I'm feeling along here. If it does, I'm going to check it out. If it doesn't have any nicks, I'll keep it as a backup because I definitely need a backup of this. I don't need to go buy one if I already have it, and I know that eventually I will nick one of them. So this is the kind of ruler that, probably the only kind of ruler that I need a duplicate of is a 6.5 inch square. Okay, so here's another perfect angle ruler. Let me come down here where you can see it again. So this is another one where these kind of specialty angled rulers I don't really use. See there, that shows a block. And if you're doing a project like this, these are invaluable. They are so awesome. They all work so great, but I'm probably not going to do a project like that in the near future. There is a 1/4 square triangle ruler. But think about that. Oh, here's the Dear Jane square. Isn't that fun? So it goes with the Dear Jane. So that the Dear Jane blocks are, what is this? 4.5. These are, so there you have the ruler to square up your blocks. Just to, you know, you don't have to measure anything. It just should go right on top. Definitely have to keep that because I have the Dear Jane books and all that good stuff. Here's an easy jelly roll ruler by my friend Kimberly Imo. So I'm going to keep this because Kimberly, you know, has some fun things. I'm going to just see if I want to, you know, play around with that someday. Here is like a half hexie. And this is actually a kind of a cool shape, but, you know, maybe I have a die for that now. Maybe I don't need this. I'm going to go look and see if AccuQuilt has a die instead. So that's definitely a review. Yeah, this was something else, Creative Grids, a specialty. They do a lot of specialty rulers just to sort of do one block, but it makes that block really easy. So there you go. Here's another, this is a crumb tumbler by Miss Rosie. So like I said, here's another tumbler. Whoops, I'll put it down here. Here's another tumbler. Here's another tumbler. I have these tumblers. Here's another. Well, this is a pie ruler for a book. So, but it's very similar to the Dresden. It's just a little bit different. It's not exactly so, but it's very similar. It's just a little bit more narrow. So I probably don't need two. This was if you're going to do things from their book. So there you go. So that goes through 2 stacks. I just have this last one, which there is another tumbler. But it's a double tumbler. This is different. So there's a double tumbler, which is a pattern that the Fat Quarter Shop has. So I'm not sure the double tumbler. It looks like maybe you're sewing 2 together. So I have to take a look at that with the tumbler review. Plus look at I have the longer one and I have the AccuQuilt. So, okay, there you go. So it's not that bad. So probably about half of this, maybe a third. Maybe a third of these I will decide to let them go right now, and then I will put the other third back into the drawer And I'll get rid of all these duplicates and things like that. Check a couple of them for nicks, because that's the only thing you want to do. You don't want any nicks in your rulers. You don't want anything where the writing is coming off and you can't read it anymore. All of those, you should just let them go and get an upgrade. Get something that's current. Anything you're struggling with when you use it, get rid of it. You don't need it. Okay, my friend, remember to get your Cupid box. Like I want to be sure everybody has one. You don't get, you know, like you don't get left out. And show me your pillows today. Show me your pillows. I love this one so much. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.